But Streamer U went down. If you don't know what Streamer U is, Kai Cenat's whole setup for bringing streamers together. Big streamers, small streamers, everything else. I don't normally watch stuff like this. I didn't watch it all last year. But this year, I was like, you know what? While I'm doing all the stuff that I'm doing, while I'm working out, whatever, I have it on as like a background sort of situation. Here's what's messed up. When I'm doing stuff like that, I'll have both of my phones on, different things, possibly have the TV on at the same time. But this kind of intrigued me this time because so many people were talking about whether it was good for people to go and do this, if it really made any impact to any of the individuals that went to it, and the benefits for smaller streamers versus larger streamers, things like that. There was so many different talking points on it. And let me explain something to you before I even show you a video or so that I actually just pulled up here. No matter what the situation is, I look at that whole streamer use situation and I say this one individual became so successful from it, is so successful from streaming at, I think he's 24, 20, 25 years old, I think now. Multi-millionaire. More influence in the realm of actual streaming than I think anyone else has. And he does this not charging anybody anything, getting all kinds of sponsors and everything else put together, charging the whole thing up to the game, helping other people grow in that realm of the industry. How is this a bad thing? How are people hating on something like this? How can you sit here and say, "Oh, this only benefits the big streamers?" Because that's bullshit. At the end of the day, after seeing the things that I saw, I was like, bruh, all they got to do is be consistent and keep things pushing. Proven fact is that there were individuals on there who capped out, who had like 100 followers, barely any subscribers at all, if any. I think there were a couple there who actually only had one or two subscribers or one or two followers or something crazy along the lines of that. But the thing was that they were so consistent in what they were doing that he got him on there. Now, of course, you got all the bigger streamers that are going there. Kai's there, of course, himself, but the main focus really isn't on him. It's supposed to be, the teachers and the other individuals interacting, staff, whatever. It's put on like a reality show, but a reality show that actually has a purpose in it. Some of those streamers went from having low numbers, maybe 100 viewers consecutively at any given time, 10, whatever, to jumping into the realm of thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands within a span of a 5-day period of time. Now, let me explain something to anybody out there watching this who doesn't understand this. When it comes to Twitch, at I believe it was the 2,000 mark, 2,000 followers, you get partnership partnered and you can start making money. That's through ads and things like that. You get a better payment out on your subs, so on and so forth. Now, if you go from 10, 100 to 10,000, 100,000 individual, a couple of thousand consecutively watching you, and you can hit that partner spot, sign up for it, and start making bread while at Streamer University. Come on, bruh. How are people like tripping on this? You got to be a hating ass type of individual to be mad at somebody going through that process. You got to be a bitter, arrogant, just narcissistic ass type of individual to have that kind of exposure and then complain about it. And one of the individuals I'm about to show y'all right now, this one I thought was kind of You know what? This was a good focal point as far as someone who absolutely you gotta have a game all fucked up. Let me get this set up real quick. I forgot to set up our display. Our display. There we go. All right, we got it. We got it. Cause I want you guys to watch this video. Like I saw this and I was just like, come on, man. And what's funny about it is because of a couple of the perspectives that I would switch through. One in particular. And I'm gonna talk about that individual in a second. But because of their particular, you displays that you could actually watch, or their streams you could actually watch, I ended up seeing this in real time. And I was like, this is about the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. I have never heard of this young woman. Had no fucking clue who she was. I don't watch, and I'm not in the the whole streamer verse and everything else like that, content creator verse, whatever. I'm not in it like that. But here we go. This girl, her name is Aisha. I don't know. Aishah Sofey. Now, here's what I learned about her, and here's what I could actually see based on her actions and reactions. Let's see what she says first off. Wait, why is it muted? What the?
Is there's big streamers, there's middle streamers, something to say. The way SEO works is there's big streamers, there's middle streamers, there's small streamers, and you want to know what happens? I'm sure you can see already. The big streamers click together. The middle streamers try to figure out where they can go. The small streamers try to figure out where they can go. And they can't go anywhere. They're expected to just stick around the big creators and be the supporters and the people clapping in the back to make.
This is a lie. I can say this from the the multitude of things that I saw over the course of those days that this was going on. This is an absolute lie.
The big people be bigger, right? And then we're just supposed to be the background characters.
No, what you're supposed to do now. Let's go through something real quick, chat. This was called Streamer University, if I'm not wrong on that. Not this mother, former OF model, and that's what I was gonna get at in a second too. First and foremost, let me clarify something. It's called Streamer University. The point to a university typically is to educate you on some things. Now, granted, this is a whole different type of situation, but they actually had professors there, which were other content creators. You had the likes of Ludwig. You had individuals like Agent Double O. If you don't know who those two are, I do. And again, I'm not even in the streamerverse, but I have seen certain videos of Agent Double O do some of the craziest stuff just on his regular content he creates and live streams. So of course, he's a live streamer, but he creates that he takes that live stream content, puts it on the YouTube. So a little bit of both there. The thing is, even when he's doing those live streams, even when he's doing that type of content, there's a very big portion of teaching going on into it. It's very entertaining though too. Him and his boy, I think they started off doing reacts videos. And it was always a thoughtful process as to how they went through the videos that they reacted on. And he brought that sort of element to the actual Streamer U setup, and they were giving these people the game. Ludwig, another one that anything that you typically watch from Ludwig, it is very, very much so like he's like what's the guy's name who does all of the in-depth research on scams and all kinds of stuff. Oh my gosh, I can't see this again. I don't remember all these people's names. But Ludwig to me is another version of that guy. And I wish I could remember his name. It's going to pop up to me at some point in time, but whatever. But the classes that he gave, I was like, listen, for people who are out there really, really like even watching this, trying to get into the streamer world, if you did not get in there, you are literally getting the game right now from these individuals. if you're watching these streams that are happening. This shit is real. Like they're teaching them. Agent went so far as to get people involved and like get help them get their own brand deals. Was giving away a ton of stuff. Help people on so many levels. And then you had the one stream that I had a lot of focus on, which was Your Rage. Your Rage. I talked about him recently. That's the guy whose ex best friend robbed him. 50 plus, 50 racks plus. Rage was doing something that he was the school counselor. The crazy thing about it was, in the instances that there were real things going on, Rage was seriously giving the game. For real. He was giving these smaller streamers the game. Like how they should do certain things in order to progress. He was helping them actually, like there were a few people who actually were going through some emotional shit. Help them people out. But the one thing that he did that proves this girl very wrong, the amount of skits, and I mean, you should be able to tell when something's real and when something isn't when it comes to, you know, the content you watch. A lot of people I know they don't, they're not able to. But the skits that he did was with streamers of all levels, and he did so many of them. You had the other individual who wasn't even he wasn't there this year. I guess he was from the from last year's DDG. He had a whole skit from outside of Streamer U going on, and he was bringing in small content creators to take actions that would have them gain and garner massive stream time for all people to see him. He was involving them. Like he had an all-out beef with Rage over something that really wasn't nothing. It was because of a girl, and that beef brought in numerous other individuals. So for this girl Aisha to sit here and make this complaint, this is
I
wild.
have some.
And it goes farther than that. I know there. Here we go. Right here.
Yes. Like, so your connection. Oh my God, don't call.
Okay, I can't have the music in the background, but listen. The bottom line, the point to this one here is that she ended up linking up with Cinna. Not only did she link up with Senna, who told her, like, Shawty, you can't be sitting here acting like this. You're acting like, you know what? Oh, I can't get involved with other people. I don't want to jump in and get involved with other people because of the fact that, well, I feel like I'm like leeching off of them. A part of Streamer University is the actual ability for these people to work together, come together, create content together, so on and so forth. But what really, really, really did it, what really did it, was when she went to go and sit down and eat with. Here's another one. She's here with fucking Jason the Wing too. Like she's had time and ability to be around all of these super large streamers that she so complained about not being able to have any real interaction with. She sat down to eat with Senna. Who should pop up? Agent. Agent Double O, the person you should definitely talk to about brand deals and everything else. And what did she do? She kind of clustered up, turned her head, and she was on her phone. How do you not go ahead and open up a conversation with that individual? Senna even said it when she left. And that is someone that I think she should listen to very, very well. Senna is a female streamer who got it out the mud, essentially. She got it out the mud. When she linked up with Agent and they did their first marathon or whatever, it made her blow up. But she took all of that she actually was able to get and ran with it and created good content, built an audience, built a bunch of a group, a community of people who actually love watching her. Now, ooh, I say, damn. You said something in chat, Case, The thing about that girl, Aisha, is that this girl is not some small streamer. This girl has a couple 100,000 fucking followers, numerous subscribers. She's trying to act like she's some small content creator. Like, I'm just like you. It's like a fucking politician who actually owns, oil companies and large businesses telling you who works at McDonald's for fucking, whatever an hour, and they're like, I'm just like you. Nigga, no, we are not the same. She's not a small content creator. She's not a small streamer. Across all her platforms, probably got over a mil, followers and shit like that. And what's even crazier though is this. The first thing that really came to mind is I'm like, how are you so fucking delusional to sit here and think that you were just going to be able to come in and be the pretty girl and everybody was going to come to you and rush to you and give you their attention, whether it's the audience, whether it's the other large streamers there, because she is not some small streamer. She's not some mid-sized streamer. She is a large streamer. Maybe not, she's not in the realm of Cina. She's not in the realm of Agent, of Kai, of Yourrage, different people like that. But she is a large streamer. She make bread. A question got asked at the end of the of Streamer University when they did this whole thing. It was who should the onus be on, the large streamer to go to the small streamer or the small streamer to go to the large streamer? And the thing with me is I can see a different perspective of each one of those. But the reality is that when you're in that scenario and all as a larger as the biggest streamers there, you're going to have a ton of small streamers rushing at you at all points in time, either to get information from you or just to get a clip or, just to actually learn the game. She had multiple chances in this. It is proven in these clips. It is proven in these videos. I mean, every single one of these. But yet, all she did was complain. Streaming University's biggest problem was finally fixed. Huh. Oh, easy. That's one of those videos I'm probably actually like watch while I'm doing something else. But that's the thing here. This complaint is absolutely obscene. All the people who sat there and had this whole like bias towards this thing that these content creators, that these streamers were doing together, you're crazy. You have to know that in working in any real job, in a real job, your number one best bet in actually moving up and being successful in your career is fucking with the people around you, the good folks around you who actually want to progress just as you do. The larger streamers, they don't have to give up about any of them smaller streamers. But the thing was, the ones that I actually saw, I was wow. I was like, damn, this right here, this is how this should have been done. Like I said, I didn't watch it last year. I wasn't able to watch every little thing that went on because I mean my life is too busy. But the things that I caught during the points in time that I had, I was very surprised. And I found it to be just fantastic how so many of those people who in that world are unattainable to some of these other individuals, the smaller streamers who actually might have felt like with cause to feel this way, but they might have felt like it would never be a case that they would meet someone like Agent, like Kai, like Rage, like Cina. The list can go on and on and on because they were all there. But to see this girl, this young woman who has a platform, who has hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers, who has tons of subscribers, tons of followers on streaming platforms like Twitch, such as Twitch, on Twitch, not such as, but on Twitch. To see her throw shade, to throw hate at the very people who were not only there to help those other individuals, But to help her, and a few of them actually did do so, to see her throw that type of shade, to me, it just makes it that sort of situation where you're like, this is just a pitiful, narcissistic ass individual who doesn't deserve a damn thing. Because the one thing that she expected was that everybody was going to do the same thing that all the gooners who watch her do, and that is drool over her and rush to her to give her fucking attention. Nah, bruh. It don't work like that. You got too many other individuals there. You got too many other small individuals who actually want to work for what they're doing. I saw a couple of young women there who were just on they game. Like girls were going in making some of the craziest shit up, and it was like it's one of those things where I don't know if you've ever seen good impromptu anything done. Some of those small streamers had it. Not even gonna lie. Can't lie at all about it. Some of those small streamers, especially the females, like they were on they shit. Like they just knew how to act and react to situations because they had that kind of personality. And I don't think that everybody has to have like this wild and crazy fucking personality. I don't have that a lot of times on my streams. There are things that get me there. But I can guarantee you, if I was working with a bunch of other individuals, my crazy side would probably be like always be out there. If I were in my own spot versus, doing it here and everything else, my crazier side would come out a lot more. But we tend to talk about different things that are more realistic, so on and so forth. Whatever he said, Andrew Erwick was just chill all the way around. And that's the thing. You can have that type of personality and people can love you for it. But to to be successful, to be semi-successful in her position, she's fucking successful right now. She has success behind her. But to act that way, like someone else owed you more, oh, we smaller streamers have to stick together. Bitch, I didn't see you out there using your platform and your numerous subscribers, your numerous followers. I didn't see you doing a fucking thing for smaller streamers that were underneath you. Nobody got time for that bullshit. I ain't got time for you to sit here and bitch, complain, and moan while making bread and then trying to drag me into your bullshit. I got a bunch of other people around me who I want to interact with, make links with, actually hit up and be like, hey, you know what? After this done, let's go ahead and put together something, do some content together, have some collabs, and blow up. Cina, the very essence of that was with her, and she didn't know how to take advantage of the situation. That's on you, nobody else. And that's all I got to say about her. Y'all can let me know how you feel about it, but I just found it crazy. And I find it crazy that individuals want to hate on something that actually helps progress or potentially progress the careers of individuals who actually want to do so. There's a lot of people that are just in it for the clout. I get that. I can't stand the whole clout chasing ass formula. I can't. The shit is annoying, honestly. But there are some people who really want to actually entertain others, bring something to their lives that they feel like they might be missing. But yeah, let's go ahead and drop that because I can go on. We could talk about that like for real, in a thousand different ways. But besides that whole thing with streamer, you, I think the other big thing was the whole Max situation, which I'm not gonna get into. That's a whole nother deep dive. That was a messed up the Black Boy Max situation. That was a messed up thing for real, for real. But we gonna go into something else, and that is